Hi guys, my name is Supper, and for my book project, I did the rule of three. So, what is the rule of three about? So, the story starts off by the main character, Adam, the protagonist character, the main character.
Part 1. The plot.
So the main character, Adam, is helping his friend, Todd, finish his essay, and all of a sudden, all of the computers in the school turn off. Well, what happened? They don't know. So, they see a few people had laptops in the library. They ask them, their laptop is turned off, right? Uh, Even their cell phones were turned off too. So it wasn't just that the computers were turned off, all of electronic devices were shut down, even the ones that weren't connected to the power source. So they go to the gym, the principal dismisses the students go home, people start turning on their cars, it doesn't work. The only car that works is Adam's mechanical car. Because his car was very old, it was the only one that works well. So, Adam goes home, Adam sees his neighbor Herb. Herb, of course, I have a whole response journal explaining Herb. So, Herb, his neighbor, he takes Adam, he tells him to go to the pool store, they go and buy chlorine, they come back. Adam asked Herb, why did you buy so much chlorine? He said, well, it's because the power failure will last for a long time, that's what I believe in. And without chlorine, there would be no sanitized water. So that helps us sanitize water. So as time progresses, things get worse, right? The events start getting exponentially worse every day. People start attacking one another, guns start showing up, everything starts getting really bad. The neighborhood starts to get attacked from all around the place. People start leaving the cities. There's no electricity. You can't get food. Supermarkets run out of food. None of the vehicles work. You can't transport anything. The whole country is paralyzed. And of course, this is not countrywide. In the book, it says it's worldwide. So, the town, of course, the town is breaking up, right? The town is getting destroyed. Everyone's stealing food. So Adam and Herb, they decided to bring the town together. Okay, they're like, if we want to get through this, we have to team up. Okay, so these guys decide to team up together. They tell everyone in town, they're like, we gotta give you something to do. You can't just not have a job, right? Because since there's no electricity, people have no jobs. Okay, so everyone gets something to do. They start building walls around the town. Okay, they have guards around the walls. Doctors start checking on people. They made their own little civilization. Okay, and then they have the committee which decides on stuff, and they have all of these things. Okay, one day, right, and then Adam, okay, for his science project last year in school, he won the science project by building a small plane, right, an ultralight, by building an ultralight. So he goes, he fixes an ultralight so he can fly. Okay, he can fly, and then he flies, and then he meets the neighborhood on top of them. Okay, and they become friends. They start trading. The neighborhood's called North Durham. Okay, and these guys start trading, and then one day the neighborhood North Durham, they get attacked. Everyone in the neighborhood gets killed. They get attacked by the city, and then the city was going to destroy everyone because the city had weapons, they had missiles, they had rocket launchers, they had all these stuff, and then there was the small town. Okay, so Herb, his neighbor, he had bombs in his basement because he was a retired FBI agent. So he takes the bombs out, he goes after the city, he attacks the city, right? Then the city decides to attack them back, and when the city's coming back, Adam goes up with his ultralight, he drops the bombs on the trucks that are coming from the city, and it's over. The city dies. Okay, and the story ends over there.
You can pause the video and take a look at the plot graph about the story.
The theme of the story is that if there's a natural disaster, we have to stick together to survive. That's the theme of the story. In the event of an emergency, people have to stick together. Okay? They don't have to kill each other. We have to team up. Okay? One man for himself is not going to work. One man for himself, we're just going to end up killing each other. If the city worked well with its suburbs, it would have been really, really powerful. But it didn't.
Part 2. Character Development.
So, let's talk about character development. How did Adam get to be what he is today? Well, in the beginning of the story, Adam was a really, really smart kid. He won the science fair project by building an ultralight, and then he always got straight A's. You know, he was the teacher's favorite, right? The story goes, right? Adam starts to get involved in more dangerous situations. Like, for example, when he was going to the Petersons' house to guard it for one night, Herb gave him a gun, right? He starts knowing how to use guns. In the end of the story, when the first time he was gotten a gun, he didn't know how to use it, right? He was scared. He's like, I don't want this. But at the end of the story, he handled rifles like it was nothing for him, right? From a person who was scared of guns, now he controlled it, right? He had a few rifles in his hand. He learned a lot of stuff from Herb. Because Herb was an old man, he was wise. He learned to negotiate with people. He learned to be calm. He learned how to act in front of people. He learned a lot of stuff. Okay? He started thinking differently. You know, ever since he's been with Herb, he starts thinking of other stuff. And then, in the middle of the story, okay, he starts bringing the community together. With Herb, he becomes a leader. He becomes a leader of the town. Okay? He starts bringing the community together. He brings people hope. You know, he's like, we have to get through this. And he uses his piloting skills. In the beginning of the story, he learns how to drive. He learns how to pilot a plane, the plane that he made. And at the end of the story, he masters it. You know, by the end of the story, he becomes skilled at basically everything that can help with survival. Everything that helps with survival, Adam becomes really, really good at it. From this kid who doesn't know anything except how to do his schoolwork, he turns into a person who learns everything from Herb. You know, he learns how to control communities, he learns how to fly planes, he learns how to shoot with guns, he learns how to negotiate with people. And that's his huge transformation. And in the beginning of the story, he always had a crush on this girl named Lori. But he never got to get her. Lori always had her own boyfriend. But near the end of the story, you know, he gets to know Lori, and then he gets to kiss him, and then he gets into a relationship with him. The reason of that was because of the power failure. You know, Adam learns more than just the stuff they teach you at school. That's what he learns through the character development. That's how he grows.
Ms. Kerrigan, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed my presentation.